Good evening. Good evening to everyone who has joined the call. I have seen Daram Pond. I have seen Emediong Efyong. So good to have all of you on the call. Please just give us a few minutes. Let's try to get other persons to join the call, and we'll begin as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. We can see all of you. Savior is so good to have you on the call. Welcome and thank you. We don't intend at all to keep us for too long, but we can assure you that if you stay on this call, you are going to learn a whole lot this evening. So just give us about 4 minutes, hopefully by 7:05 we can have others join us between 7:05 and 7:10, and we'll get right into what we have to share with you this evening. Thank you very much, and please stay with us. Okay, so we're still having people join us. Thank you very much and welcome. I can see my brother Kingsley Dorusun, who has joined the call this evening. I would soon begin to just have a conversation with all of us. But if you're on this call, I think I would like that you do one thing for us right about now. I'm sure you have access to the link, and that is why you are here. So please, if you're on this call and you have the link, can you kindly share the link with one person or two persons or two people, or maybe on your status, maybe somewhere, and encourage others who are not here to be at this meeting this evening. It would be so amazing if you can do that for us. There is somebody on your contact list, there is somebody that you know that needs this knowledge, that needs this information. And if you can tap the person in, I'm sure the person will be grateful to you forever. Of course, definitely. So please, just about 5 more minutes, I will begin this webinar this evening. And I welcome you once again. Thank you.
Will you
All
join
right,
them?
thank you very much. Emedion, can you please mute your microphone? Um, just some ground rules as we prepare to begin today's webinar. I welcome you all to this webinar organized by Palmshops, and in a moment I'll let you know what Palmshops is and what we do, and I'll just in a few minutes explain to you our ecosystem, what we do at Palmshops. But let me please plead that you're on this call, please kindly mute your microphone. But of course, we may call you to say something or so. At that point, you're free to unmute your microphone and then speak to us. My name is Indy Jimmy, and I'm very, very honored to have all of you on this call. If you can see, I have the Palm Shops cap on this evening, and that is to show you that we are very intentional organization, intentional company, and we take branding very, very important. I'm happy to serve as the head of operations of Palm Shops, and also I'm very happy to welcome all of you once again to this meeting. A few years ago, we had a leader, we had a young man, of course, he's young. I cannot begin this session without introducing him. But before then, we thank God Almighty for this session. We thank Him for His grace, for His provision, for the vision we have given to all of us. And we pray that this session will be impactful, be educational, and what we will learn today will help, will add value to our lives, add value to our community, to our world, and help us do better than what we're doing now. Something Lord, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. So I cannot begin this session without introducing my leader, my mentor, and of course the chief executive officer, as the case may be, of this great company and of this great brand. Many years ago, even when he did not actually build the company or even see it, he had a name for this company and he wrote it down somewhere. He even had to pay some amount of money for the site, the website domain name of this company to be registered and kept many years before the company actually came into came live. All right, came live. By the way, just a few days ago, the 9th of August, I think 9th of August was our third anniversary. Actually, was our second anniversary, by the way, second anniversary. And we're happy so far for the growth that we have discovered, that we have had in the past years, in the past months, even before Palm Shops came live. We have done a lot of things, and we thank God Almighty for the grace and for the growth. Palmshops is an agri-tech company, basically, and we are very much we have interest in the young people. All right. So because we know that as young people, we are getting into a global village, a global world, and so much of all of those in quotes dirty work are beginning to go into extinct. And so young people now want to know, okay, how can I use my phone and still be part of agriculture? How can I still solve issues, with my tech ideas, with my creative ideas and all of that? So that's how that's the drive of Palm Shops as well. All right. So it's an agri-tech company. Okay. So everything a farmer needs to achieve maximum yield and growth in his farm, in his agri-business, is what Palm Shops provides. And so we have four ecosystems, all right? By the way, just to give you a phrase that you will not forget, Palmshops is actually here to organize the disorganized market. So that's a phrase that drives what we do. And that is what led us to have an ecosystem that comprises of everything a farmer needs, everything a farmer needs, all right, to achieve maximum growth. Now, not only farmers, everything an agribusiness owner, everything an agricultural student needs, everything if you're doing an agribusiness or you're doing anything agriculture, all right, all you need to succeed, all you need to have maximum growth, maximum yield, maximum result, Palmshops has a solution. So we have 4 ecosystems. The first is called the Palm School, which of course what we are doing now is part of the Palm School. All right. And so the Palm School is an e-learning platform where we put up courses that provides relevant knowledge, relevant education for agri-business owners, for farmers, for agriculturists, for agronomists, for horticulturists, for every kind of agri person, as the case may be, to come in there and learn, have the knowledge, and then apply it to whatever they are doing for them to have results. Because I'm sure you all know that you can't do more than what you know. All right. If you are not informed, you are deformed, as they would always say. So Palmshops is here to give information, to give knowledge, and not just knowledge, but relevant that helps you in your business. Second, we have the Palm Store. All right. So when people actually get this knowledge, and then, for instance, they get to put it in their business, in their farming, you know, in their livestock rearing and all of that, they have yield, they have results, they grow more crops, for instance, or they get, you know, more produce from their farm because they learned the best practices to do that. Now, when they have this more produce and crops, they need where they can sell them, a marketplace. And so Palm Store is an e-commerce platform, a marketplace where, you know, farmers across board, you know, can come put up their products, and then they have buyers or people who, you know, get to place an order, and it is delivered to them within 24 to 48 hours, and they have their product. So we have people who say, oh, I want cucumber, oh, I want palm seedlings, oh, I want palm oil. You just come there, you click order, and before 48 hours is in your door. Okay. That's one part of our ecosystem. Also, we have the Palm Vest. Farmers and of course people who do business, they want money, they want cash flow, they want people to invest in their business. So if you have the requirements, if you meet the requirements, the Palm Vest is there to see how to connect you who have learned on the platform, who has used the Palm Track. I'll talk about this very soon. You can actually get some money, you know, get investments in or to continue or to build your farm and take it to the next level. And so that's for the Palm Vest. Then we have the Palm Track, which is a very amazing solution. Very amazing solution. Most of the farmers that we have today, they don't know how much or how many crops or how many should I say what they have in their farm, for instance. Okay, they don't know, okay, how much did I plant this year, how many seeds did I plant, what do I expect of all those details are not there. But if you want to build a global business, you must be able to account for every single thing you have on your farmland. All right, how much seeds you planted, you know, how many beds you have in your farm, how many seedlings you planted, what do you expect, the time frame at which that your plant or seed or whatever should actually, you know, yield fruit, and then how many bags of, let's say, if you're planting, for instance, cucumber, okay, how many seeds did you put inside? In 5 weeks or 1 month or 6 months, how many bags of cucumber should we be expecting? This is what Palm Track helps you to track your farm, track your business. By the way, we have a course on our platform. Is called bookkeeping for agribusiness. Very amazing course. You want to log into our website, and then I'll share a link in the chat box. All right, What you're going to, you learn how to keep your books, different kinds of books, cash book, sales book, all those books are right there. You have the knowledge, and then you can use that to grow your business, grow yourself, grow your journey in agriculture, and in any field, of course, that you are. That is pretty much about what Palmshops is, and of course, being with us and in our community, you get to learn more. All right, let me introduce to us my leader and mentor, one who has seen the vision and has done everything possible for this vision to come to pass. And right now, we are living in a reality. He is the CEO of Palmshops, and of course, the CEO of this Oil Limited. He has won many grants across Uyo, across Akwa Ibom, across Nigeria, across the entire world, not just Nigeria at all, right? Yeah, 1 million grants. Currently, he's not in the country, and but we're so happy to have him join us all the way from Sweden. Let me welcome my leader and boss, my mentor, Mr. Joshua Idel. Please, if you're on this call, just use the emoji and celebrate him. Just clap him this evening. Please clap him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, sir, do you want to say hi to us? Thank you. Thank you. You are still muted. We can't hear you.
Hello and good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Right, it's really amazing to be on this call today and to see how best we can share knowledge and help improve ourselves in order to grow our different agribusiness ideas. I really appreciate everyone that made out time to be on this call, because your willingness to learn means that you are interested in making Nigeria, in making Africa, and making the world a better place, and in ensuring that we have solutions to the issues of food security across the globe, and to improve every single thing we're doing, leveraging technology to help make growing food, making food available much more easier and much more accessible. So I want to appreciate everyone on this call. And thank you,
Thank you
Iniji.
very much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. So good to have you on the call, sir. Let me also quickly welcome one who has been a great supporter of this vision from time. And in fact, he's part of those who had to join to create the course on bookkeeping. He's been very, very good to us as a company. And I welcome a very amazing accountant, very amazing farmer, of course, very amazing man, leader, Mr. Daniel Taiwo. Please, sir, if you can say hi to us, we'll be so glad to hear from you and to hear your voice. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. We greet you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay,
You're welcome.
we are heading right into it. My leader has given me the permission. I must begin this way to just do a preamble, just like Judas Iscariot came before Jesus came. All right, so I'm honored to do this evening, just to take a few of the slides we have and then share a bit of what I can share with you, hoping that you get to learn one or two things from this. But let me share that I know that we are all here from different perspectives. All right, I know that we are all here, we have different ideas. Maybe our idea at the moment may not exactly be tied to what this particular grant is about. All right, this is Nourishnext gain. All right, not all our ideas, as a case may be tied to this challenge specifically. But I want to tell you that if you're here, you will gain knowledge that can help you to apply for any grant at all. Please hear this well. If you're on this call till the end, you will gain knowledge that will help you to apply for any grant at all. Because while we have specific, ideas for some grants, the background knowledge is usually almost the same. Okay, so please, if you're on this call, begin to take maybe some notes at this point as we begin to get into this. First of all, I want to share that there are so many opportunities that we have in this world, but most times we are not taking advantage of them. There are so many grant opportunities, scholarships, grants, conferences, mentorship sessions, so many of them, but we are not taking advantage of them. Sometimes because we don't know, sometimes because we are lazy, because we have a community where we share links and say, okay, see this grant to apply for it, yet we will not apply for it. I'm also guilty. I have a lot of links in my DM, in my phone I have saved to apply, but guess what? I haven't applied them. So maybe because I'm lazy, or I don't believe myself, or I don't trust my initiative or my idea, or whatever reason. But today we are challenged that when we leave this call, when we leave this meeting, that we go back and say, I can, because actually you can. That you will see a grant link and you say, oh, because you were at this webinar with Palmshops, they have taught you, or we have taught you how to apply for grants. And you will sit down, be patient, sit down, sit, and then apply for it. Every good thing does not come easy. So most of these grants, you have to apply page 1, apply page 2, apply page 3, apply page 4. But at the end, it is always worth it. So the first point this evening is that there are so many opportunities, so many. So I cannot count, so many. Agriculture, medical, tourism, social impact. There are so many opportunities online, so many. But we are not able to take advantage of them. So this meeting first is to let you know, is to inform you that if you sit down and do your research, you will find opportunities, you will find grants, all right? You will find links that you can apply, and your business, your journey can get to the next level just with one grant opportunity or one opportunity, just one. Having said that, if you look at the screen, you would see a very handsome man standing right there. That picture is not a picture taken in Nigeria. It's not. And so last year, I had the rare privilege to represent Palmshops by, yes, you can clap, please, you can clap. Yes. It's not easy. It's not easy. Thank you very much. It's not easy. But even man, it's not easy. Last year, I had the rare privilege to be in 2 countries, all right? At Togo, number 1, and then at Cotonou, number 2, to represent Palmshops at this event where we awarded this grant last year. And this came because we had a vision, we had an idea, we sat down, we thought about it. How can we put the best application to help us win this challenge, help us win this grant? So we have tagged this slide from a good, sorry sir, please can you go up? From a good idea to a credible, evidence-backed application. Now, Edinya, please mute your mic. Now, this is not a motivational class. Sorry. Like two, sir. This is not a motivational class. It's a practical class. So we'll share with you practical things, what you should know if you are applying for a grant, and more so if you are applying for this particular grant. Now, the first thing you will learn here as we go is to understand what Nourishnext is looking for. Like I said, this webinar, all right, is tied towards this challenge, Nourishnext Africa. Number 1. However, in any grant at all you are applying for, the first step in that application is to understand what are you applying for. Very important. You cannot apply for a grant you have no idea, you have no clue about. Because knowing what the grant is for, knowing what they are about, then what they're looking for, you will have a direction on how to tailor your answer to it. I'll give you an example. I'll just swear a bit. Most of us as young people, we use one CV and apply for all our jobs. True or false? True. And that is wrong. You cannot use one CV and apply for job of accountant. That same CV apply for seminar manager. That same CV apply for secretary. No. At every point that you want to apply for a job, you must be able to find out what is this role about, and then you can now tailor your CV towards that role. Same thing applies here. Before you apply for any grant, you must understand what the grants, what they are looking for, what they are about, what the purpose of that grant is for. No organization, nobody, no investor will give you $5,000 just like that. It's impossible. They have a plan. They have a purpose, what they want, what they intend to achieve by giving you $5,000. They can't give you money, dollars. No, it's impossible. So you must understand what they're looking for. So in this case, you would know what Nourishnext is looking for. Second thing for this one is that you would avoid what weak applications get wrong. Because we have applied for grants, we know, of course, we always receive some emails. Sorry, we are very sorry that you could not get him. We applied for the inconvenience and all the stories. So we'll tell you how to avoid putting in a weak application. Number 3 is position. Every successful grant was well positioned. I'll say it again. Every successful grant winner was well positioned for that grant. As a matter of fact, this is very important. For you to win a grant, your idea must be well positioned to fit into the intent or purpose of that grant for you to win it. So most times it's not because your idea was the best, but because your idea was well positioned for the grant. You can have the best idea but not win the grant. You can have the best innovation but not win the grant. Sometimes some ideas that I think that were not so okay, were not so good, will actually get to win because the ideas was tailored, was positioned for the purpose of the grant. Next thing that you will know how to provide evidence that makes your idea credible. One thing you cannot joke with when it comes to grant application is credibility. Last year, what made us to win, all right, was because we had a website. We had built these Palmshops to the point where we had credible sample, credible record to show for it. So for every grant you want to apply, whether it's Nourishnext, whether it's FCMB, whether it's whatever grant it is, you must be able to show proof, credibility that, oh, this thing can work or this thing has worked. Two things. You can either show that, oh, this thing has worked too, but we are stuck here, so we want this grant to move from here to here, or you show that, oh, this thing can actually work if I have this grant or have this amount of money. So you must prove. It's important. So you cannot win a grant you cannot prove. You cannot win grants if you cannot prove your idea. Do you get that? You cannot win a grant if you cannot prove that your idea, your innovation is actually is credible. And of course, you learn how to submit your application. All right. Okay, as you can see, I'm right there standing with about 3 persons, you know, 2 to my right and 1 to my left. I think this is from India, lady from India, this lady from Nigeria. And this had to bring me closer to these people. I got to learn so much from them. What is Nourishnext? It is a regional youth agri-food innovation challenge led by GAIN with the Sun and national partners. Now, what this grant does, or what this challenge, as the case may be, does, is that it wants to support ideas, innovations that strengthens nutritious fruit and vegetable value chains across West Africa. They are very specific. Last year wasn't like this. They are very specific. They want to support innovations that strengthen nutritious fruits, not food, nutritious fruits and vegetables value chains across West Africa. They didn't say South Africa. They didn't say across East Africa. They say across West Africa. So if you must apply for this grant, for instance, or for this challenge, as the case may be, your innovation must be one that strengthens nutritious fruit, not only fruits, and then that supports the value chain for vegetables across West Africa. It must be credible in West Africa. It must be shown West Africa. Now we have 4 countries that can participate in this challenge. Now I've said to you that for every grant you want to apply for, you must know who they are and what they want. Very important. Number 2, you must know if you are eligible for it. Last month or so, I wanted to apply. I'm coming, sir. I want to apply for, I think, Rhodes scholarship. Yeah, Rhodes. When I went, they had to go and check for what they call criteria for eligibility. Guess what? It's for those who have first class. I was very close. I was very close to first class, very close. But of course, they cannot kill a bird. So that alone screened me out. So I could not apply for that. I was not eligible for it. So if you're on this call and you aren't from Nigeria, from Benin Republic, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Senegal, this grant has nothing to do with you, nothing at all. So these are the countries that are eligible for this grant. And I think most of us here, I think all of us at this point are Nigerians. So we can actually apply for this. Now, the emphasis for this grant is on practical, scalable solutions with potential for nutrition and food system impact. Every grant wants to make an impact. And so your solution first must be practical. It must be doable. What I can see, what we can see. You can't submit a vague or a dream, somewhere, maybe a dream or so. Again, okay, I saw it like this. No. You must be able to prove and show that this your innovation, this your idea is actually practical. Number 2, because they also want to make maximum impact, your idea must be scalable. What do I mean? If you have done it in Nigeria, if we carry it to Senegal, if we carry it to Cote d'Ivoire, if we carry it to Cotonou, can this idea still function? Can this idea still run? Very important. Very important. So your idea must have a system strong enough to promote scalability in other parts of the country, other parts of the continent, other parts of the state. So if your idea was born in Uyo and then it cannot be replicated in a Timempo or Kanafun, that means it is not scalable. It's not scalable. So every idea you have, you must factor in what they call scalability. Can this thing be multiplied? Can this idea be multiplied in Nigeria, in Senegal, in Cote d'Ivoire? That's what they want. So tomorrow they can call and say, oh, they can call and say, oh, Palmshops, please, oh, come on, this is your app. We're in Senegal. Can we have access to it? Yes, yes, please just go on Google Chrome. Okay, sir. Go on Google Chrome and just check Palmshops and you can do it and it's done. But if our idea was just for Nigeria, can be used outside, can be used in Senegal, can be used in Cotonou, we would have won it because it was a criteria that your idea must be scalable, multipliable. You can replicate it in other parts of the country. Okay, I think at this point I'll allow my boss to continue with this session. But I hope that you have learned a thing or two with all of that. Like I said, all of you here have different ideas, and trust me, they are platforms for you to showcase your ideas. All right, it may not be Nourishnext, it may be FCMB, it may be Mastercard, it may be UNDP, maybe other scholarships, other grant opportunities. But the idea, what we'll share today, will help you in all these applications. So please listen and listen carefully, and please take advantage of it. Don't just leave here and go and sleep. No, you cannot win if you don't apply. You must take the step to apply for it. Let me please at this point, with so much respect and honor, leave the stage, decrease my leader, mentor, boss, to please go ahead with this session. If you're on this call, please use the emoji. That lie, you. That my boss. That lie is a lie. You must use the emoji, please. Please. Thank you very much. Please celebrate. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being here. I think I'll leave the stage for you now. So thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Ini, for that very warm introduction. And I believe many people are already catching the momentum as respect to what Nourish Africa and what Nourish Grant is about. And that was a very good introduction. Thank you very much, Ini. And just to keep you updated, if you have any question, maybe some of you had gone to the grant website already before now, and you have any question, just drop your question in the chat session. We have just a few minutes left, and I will try my best to make the most of the amount of time we have left for the session. But if you have questions, drop them in the chat box, and we will get the questions at the end of the session. Okay, I want to believe everyone on this call have several business ideas and are looking at how to apply for this grant or other grant. Right. So when people hear about innovation, this grant is interested in you doing, having an innovation. So doing something new. Innovation is more about, would I say, improving a process or improving a pattern or improving something that already exists, right? And there are different ways different places you can have innovation. You can have innovation in production. So how things are being produced currently. You can have innovation in how to reduce post-harvest. So after harvesting, we have a lot of some food goes to waste. You can make an innovation that would reduce the amount of waste. You can also have innovation in processing, right? How food is currently being processed. If you're processing palm oil, how can we innovate that? If you're processing tomatoes, how can we innovate on that? If you're processing different kind of fruits, how can we process it better, right? How can we put it in powdered form? Right, you can have fruit in powdered form actually, because now we have concepts like dry mango. Dry mango is a way of reducing post-harvest loss, right? So mango, instead of waiting, most times people just eat mangoes only when it is ripe and then we eat it fresh. But you can dry the mango and you can put it in powdered form, and it means it can be safe. So that is an innovation. That's an example of innovation. You can also innovate in logistics, right? So I'm going to move something from one place to another. How can I move it? Do we have like a kind of a van that also has a solar power on top of the van, right? So when you are moving the van, the energy that the van used to cool the fruit is coming from the solar energy because the van has a solar power system on top of it. That's an innovation in logistics. You can also innovate market, you can innovate consumption. So these are examples of ways where you can apply innovation. So take some few minutes, think, what is my business idea and how can I innovate around it? Is a question you can have in mind. So what is the eligibility for you to apply for this, right? You must be within the age of 18 to 35. For women, there is an exemption for women because they need more women to apply for this. So for women-led innovations, they can allow women that are up to 40 years to apply, right? The countries already are mentioned. You can either own a sole proprietorship, so your business is registered. I'm not so strong today, but I'm doing my best. So it could be a sole proprietorship business that is registered. It could also be a limited company. It could be a cooperative. Different form of entities can apply for this grant. The focus must majorly be on fruits and vegetable. So you should know different kind of vegetables and know the concept of fruits. For we as Palmshops, for example, we are a platform. So our platform encourage fruits and vegetables also. You can sell fruits on our platform. You can sell vegetables on our platform. You can track what is happening on your farm. We can sell seedlings for vegetables and fruits on our platform. So we have that linkage between fruits and vegetables. But it could be that maybe you are just growing cucumber, for example, right? And what are you doing innovative about it? Are you making cucumber juice from the cucumber? Are you making dried cucumber? What are you doing differently, right? And it means you're focused on that category. And then it must be beyond idea stage. So just an idea is not enough. You must have either a working solution you've started doing, no matter how small, you must have something that is already ongoing. And then your business has to be formally registered also. At this point, I would just want someone to give me their business and I can use it as a case study. Is there any volunteer who wants to say what they do? If you know that you kind of match this criteria and you have a business and you want us to use your business. Okay, someone has his hand lifted up already. Okay. Theophilus, you can go ahead. Tell us what you do and we'll see how to match.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
First, I want to say thank you for this amazing workshop. It has been wonderful thus far. So, my name is Theophilus. I produce biscuits made from fresh tropical fruits, such as coconuts and other fruits. And also, this is something that I've been doing for 2 years, 2 years plus. So we are not in the idea stage where we have a prototype already. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Theophilus, and very good to know. Theophilus is also one of my mentee and is doing amazingly well so far. He's also traveled to different parts of the world as a result of his own business idea, and that's really, really amazing. And so we'll use your concept of your idea. So Theophilus makes biscuits, right? From fruits. So that sounds quite innovative. It sounds healthy, right? And Nourish is focused on how nourishing is what your product, how nourishing is what you sell. So your idea is a perfect match for this grant application, actually, right? And you've been doing this for the past 2 years, which means you have traction. So you have pictures, you have evidence, you have customer feedback, you have financial records of biscuits you've sold, and also you're also giving children, because when Nourish actually focus on how children and even adults are able to get access to high nourishing food, right? And children eat a lot of biscuits, so it means you've been able to take the value from fruits and put them into a snack that children appreciate a lot. So it's actually a perfect fit. Now you have a prototype, which means you have your biscuit already. And you've been selling these biscuits, you have a prototype. It might not be the perfect packaging, so it might not be the world-class packaging, but you have the prototype with a simple packaging. And so one of the things you can highlight is, with this business idea, we're looking at scaling. So the grants could be to get maybe a new kind of machine, or could be to improve the packaging, or could be to to get a NAFDAC license, or it could be, so you just need to match what's your next step to the grant funding, right? And that's actually very, 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 very important. And so in your case, let's look at what primary sector would actually work for you. So there are 4 different sectors that when you are applying, you need to choose, right? You need to choose value addition and processing, or market and supply chain, or consumer demand and public nutrition. So I'll try to explain them. So for value addition, so for Theophilus, you're definitely falling under value addition and processing, right? Because you're taking fruits and you're processing them to make biscuits, right? You are taking the nutrients from fruits and you are making a value-added product. So the value-added product you are making is biscuits, right? So you are definitely fall under the first category. Then you also have, like when we applied Palmshops, when Palmshops applied, we applied on the market and supply chain, right? Because with our platform, we are aggregating. So from our platform, you can source different products, different fruit, different vegetables from different farmers, right? You can get different fruit from different farmers, and you can also distribution, retail, market linkages. We link farmers to buyers and all of that. So we fell under the market and supply chain category. So you understanding the category you fall under is quite important. And then there's consumer demand, healthy diets, behavior change. So let's say, for example, you run an organization that train farmers, or you are a dietitian, for example. So let's say you're a dietitian. So you teach people, or you make meal plans, or you have a platform, you have an app that does meal plans for people, right? If people want to lose weight, they have a meal plan, then they would definitely fall under this category, consumer demand and behavior. And you recommend the kind of fruits, the kind of vegetables that they can use in their meal plan, right? Then this would be this category. And then let's say you run, or let's say some schools are applying for this grant, or public organizations are applying for this grant, then they would fall under the last category. Or you have a business model that actually supports the public sector, and this would be the category. Okay, so when you are applying for a grant, applying for a strong application, all these applications, where do you start from, right? This grant is actually very much focused on how your solution gets to the user. How does it change? Like for example, the Vent biscuit, for example. So who is the biscuit for? Is it for kids? Is it for adults? Is it for youth? You want to be very specific on who your customer is, right? What problem did you find, right? What did you what made you think that, oh, I should use fruits to make biscuits? Was it because you saw a fruit farm and most fruits were going to waste and they were not being used the right way? And then you thought about, okay, how can I use this fruit in a way that doesn't go to waste? And then I started thinking of making biscuits. That's one angle. It means you came from an angle of post-harvest loss, right? But at the same time, it might have been that you saw that children were living a malnourished life, right? So you saw a lot of kids that were malnourished, and you did the research and discovered that they were eating snacks, but most of the snacks they were eating was unhealthy. And so your company wanted to give children healthy snacks. So you're coming from an angle of nutrition, right? Customers' nutrition. Both of them, those two angles are supported by the grant, right? But you need to understand which angle you're coming from. And so that way you're able to make your problem statement very clear, right? Make a very clear problem statement. 54% of children growing within X region suffer from malnutrition within the age of this to this. Vent Biscuit is looking at how to cut this down by providing healthy biscuits that are produced from X number of fresh fruits and all of that. So you've made it clear what is the problem? You've made it clear what is going on. The numbers I gave, you showed how big the problem is. And so what next? What are you trying to do? Vent Biscuit is preventing this. So you are linking the problem statement to the product, right? You don't just say, oh, we provide Ven biscuit from this. You're starting from the problem and linking it down to why you do what you do. It's very, very important. Another one is explain what makes a solution very innovative, right? You have a good solution. What is the current way of solving the problem? So most people, they're like, oh yeah, malnutrition. Whenever there's malnutrition, they run to the hospital, right? And that's more like they are not taking precaution. They're only trying to solve the problem after the problem already exists, right? That's the current way of solving problem of malnutrition. Or they begin to try to give out to see how they can give them supplements, right? They're not doing it. Something is not done rightly. Or maybe the snacks that we have today in the market, some of them are trying to be healthy, but for some reason they don't get the right combination, right? But then you're now saying what you're doing differently. What you're doing differently can come from different perspectives. For like Ven Biscuit, for example, you are also a pharmacist, right? And you run Ven Biscuit. So you can use your knowledge in pharmacy to show that you're bringing in knowledge-based, you're using your knowledge to determine what kind of component should be in the biscuit, right? And this is what you're doing differently from other biscuit producers who are just producing biscuits from majorly, oh, this is what needs to be sold, this is what would taste good and all of that. So you can show how you've designed your process. So you've designed your manufacturing process in a way that it is that data driven, not just data from what the kids like to eat, but also what makes sense in terms of their health, right? And you can have this shown in a very innovative way, right? So you need to show what is innovative about your process, right? So you talked about making biscuits from coconuts, from other fruits. It's actually, you can show that innovation in that particular way, right? And you can also, I know you also do something around edible cup, which is also very interesting. And that's also an innovative way. So children want to take ice cream, but then even if ice cream, so people might not consider ice cream very, very healthy, but if the cone, which is the cup, is healthy, made from healthy fruits, then it means the kids still tend to eat high nutritious ice cream. Or you can even process your fruits, your ice cream, your biscuit into some powdered form that can be sprinkled on the ice cream, right? So these are some innovative solutions you can put into what you're doing that would make your ideas stand out and be different from every other person's application. So you need to make nutrition impact impossible to miss, right? It means if you're making a biscuit, it means you'll be able to show that adult children can eat biscuits. So you're making high nutrition products accessible to many. If you're making the biscuits in different sizes, in different shapes, in different packages, it means you make it affordable. So somebody does not need to buy, someone does not, like for me, for example, this is like a food supplement and it has some nutrition concept inside. Now, not everybody may be able to afford this, but then you have a biscuit that is quite affordable. It means that they can also afford nutrition. And that is one of the things this grant wants to do. It also of high quality. So you ensure that what you're producing, your solution is of high quality. And it also encourages people to buy. So you have your biscuits in accessible stores, right? It's recommended. You have them in ways that it encourages people to buy. And then you also measure the impact. Now, why is this grant also focused on your commercial feasibility? This grant is not focused on non-governmental organizations. They are focused on businesses, which means they gave Palmshops grant in 2024, right? Or 2025. And they are looking forward They gave Palmshops in 2025, but they don't also want to, in 2026, they need to give Palmshops another grant to be able to survive. Or 2027, they need to give Palmshops another grant to be able to survive. Then you don't have commercial visibility. Right? They want to be able to invest in new ones, and you are able to grow from there. Right? So you also need to show in that in your application that you are not a business that would consistently rely on grants. Right? You need to show that you've understood who your customers are. Right? So like in Palmshops, for example, we have the four different arms of Palmshops. We have the Palm School, which means we can generate funding from our training programs, either our digital course training or our physical trainings. People pay for the trainings, and so we generate revenue from there. We generate revenue from Palm Store, which is where people sell products, and we get commission from the product that is sold on that platform, right? Whether it's seedlings you're buying or certain products, so we get commission, and we can sustain from that angle also, right? We have the Palm Track, where farmers can use to track what is happening on their farm. There are different ways we can use that data to drive sales, which means, for example, if you want to export your product and you use Palm Track, right? Let's say you grow your cucumber and you track everything with our platform. When you want to export that your cucumber, we will put all the data from where your cucumber was grown to the kind of fertilizers you use and every information you've put on the Palm Track platform. We put it on a barcode and it is stamped on your cucumber, and you can export your cucumber. Your cucumber will sell at a higher price, right? And so that data can also be sold also another way. And then we have Palmvest, where that's a financial aspect, where you can get loan from farmers and get interest on the loan and all of that. So we show that we have commercial feasibility. There are so many ways that we can succeed as a company. So you also need to show that you understand your business model and how you intend to succeed. Show that your solution can scale, right? You're producing biscuits today, but then your biscuits, you can scale it, you can produce, you're selling across Nigeria, you can sell across different places. You can also, and scalability can work in two ways. It can be scalability by location, but it can also be scalability by product. So you make biscuit today, but from biscuits you can make, okay, this example is a product. It's like a, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a dough. It's like a flat bread that you can use in making shawarma. So you can actually make those kind of flatbread. Instead of making just biscuit, you can make flatbread for shawarma, and you make them using the fruits, like you said. So fruity shawarma bread, whatever. So you have scaled your products. You're not just doing biscuit, you're doing something else. It means you can sell to a different customer segment, right? So that's what scalability is. The ability to scale what you do across different and expand. You can repeat it, right? And that's very, very important. And then your team is also very important. So who is working with you on this, right? So like for Palmshops, for example, Ini is our head of operations, and he was there to represent Palmshops when we get selected. But also, what made us get to this stage was that after applying the first stage, we got invited to pitch, and I was there to pitch. I did an online pitch for the solution, talking about what Palmshops is about. And after the online pitch, you'll be given an opportunity to re-edit your pitch deck, right? And to submit your pitch deck. And in your pitch deck, you need to talk about the problem, the solution, and also your team. Now, I have a master's degree in sustainability, and I've also been in the agri-food business for years. So that's years of experience. You can bring it into what we're doing. And Ini also has strong experience when it comes to leadership, right? And team building, which is very important for capacity building when it comes to running a platform like Palmshops. So all of those experience, right? And the external support we have accounting advisors in the presence of Taiwo Daniel, who is also supporting our team. So we had a very good, robust team that showed that we have what it takes to build a sustainable company. All right. So begin to think, don't just think about what I'm doing, what is the solution, also think about who do I have behind the team, right? Who do we have behind the solution? Which team is going to make this solution work better? So leadership is also very, very important. The technical capacity, you have the knowledge, like I said, you're a pharmacist, and you also have a good understanding of nutrition. And so, and also you've been in the business for the past 2 years, so you have what it takes to execute. You have a clear plan, and youth leadership is also very, very important. The team members are of a youthful age. It's actually very, very important. There are frameworks which you need to have in mind when thinking about the scoring. You don't need to crack a bean too much about this. Ensure that there is innovation, and we can, if you're part of Palmshops community, we give an opportunity where you can post your ideas, and we'll tell you how innovative it is, or we'll tell you what you need to do to make it innovative. So if you're part of Palmshops community, Jimmy, try to share the link for the Palmshops community on the chat group. If you're not a member yet, join the Palmshops community, and we will be able to tell you if your idea is innovative or if you need to do something to make it innovative. And then the impact for nutrition, you need to highlight that. The business model is very important. Most of the questions we had, so we had the questions around, they said, okay, oh, you're offering, if you give farmers loan, what if they don't pay back the loan? What happens? How do you make your money? It was one of the questions that the judges asked. And one of the things we made them understand is that, yeah, Palmshops have a very strong insurance system. And we are not just giving farmers loan the first day we meet them. So there are people who have been on Palmshops for a while, who have gone through our courses. We have a network of farmers, but they don't get loan from the first day they join, right? You can only access a loan if you've done transactions on Palmshops for up to 6 months. So transactions means that you've taken some of our courses on Palm School, means that you've sold your product through our Palm store. So if you intend getting access to funding from Palmshops, then you need to use our Palm Track to track what is happening on your farm, because that way we know that you're actually a credible farmer. We know that you're doing well in the farm, right? And then if you now need to order seedlings, you can order seedlings even from Palm Store also, right? Only then can we now give you access to credit. So we're able to show our business model, that we had a very robust business model that would help us identify farmers that were credit worthy, right? And not just giving money to anybody. So you need to understand your business model, right? So if they ask you, okay, you're making healthy biscuits, how do you intend to sell these biscuits, right? Are you working with a dealership? Are you selling them in stores, in pharmaceutical stores? Are you selling them just in supermarkets? Do you have some partnership with boarding schools? And do they have this biscuit as a dessert? Maybe when they eat full meal, right? You can have this kind of partnership with boarding schools that maybe two times in a week, every of their breakfast, they get like 1 pack of the biscuits that they can take with to class, for example. And you can have a partnership with this school, and that's sustainable, right? You can intertwine that into your business model. So these are clear things you need to tell the judges that make them know that you are thinking deeply into your business. And then scalability and replicability. So you can tell them, oh, I'm doing this like I showed you about the dough. We're not just going to focus on biscuits. We're going to make flour. We are going to make the dough breads. We're going to make the ice cream cups or ice cream cone, which we call edible cup, that is actually very nutritious. Show them how you plan to scale. And those things are very, very important to get the point you need to get. And sustainability, like I mentioned, sustainability is actually very, very important. Sustainability can look at from, when people think of sustainability, they always think about environment. But no, sustainability is not just environment, it's about continuity, right? Can that thing continue without you, without grant? So what is your financial sustainability? So after you've gotten this grant, how are you going to grow from there? You need to show that it is very, very important. And then think like the evaluator, right? Be very specific with the target group, understand your solution, see the business, and believe in the impact that you intend to make. Okay, I'm trying to be as fast as possible. Common reasons that we're making the application is you have an improving idea. So this grant runs every year. Hopefully, if Christ tarries and we are still alive, we'll be alive next year, and we'll. So sometimes, even for me, for example, I don't apply for grants. I might see a grant and choose not to apply for it that year, right? And let me even give you a shocking thing. We're supposed to get just $5,000 for this grant, for example, but because of how innovative Palmshops was, right, we were selected to get up to $10,000 for the grant, right? And from ECOWAS. So ECOWAS gave an additional funding because of the innovation that Palmshops was having. So in as much as, so I'm giving you an insight concept that yes, the grant is giving $5,000, but if you're able to show how innovative you are, very innovative, you could be selected for additional funding from ECOWAS, which is a big deal. So if you have an improving idea, don't bother applying. Just wait till next year. You have 1 year between now and next year to validate your idea. We can work with you to make sure that you have a minimum viable product, an MVP. If you have a generic agri-tech pitch, so there is no clear, you cannot show how you are clearly linked to, but like Ven said, we make biscuits using fruit extract, right, or vegetable extract. So he has a clear link between how his product is linked to the fruit and vegetable value chain, right? So if you don't have that clear link, right, is it that you work with us to help you define the clear link, or you don't bother apply? If you have a very vague team, so your team is not clearly defined, roles are not clearly defined, execution evidence, there's no execution evidence within your team, it weaken your application, don't bother applying. If you don't have a clear financial plan, you don't know what you want to do with the money, you don't know how you're going to increase the value of the money, don't bother applying. If you have big claims, people have so much big ideas, I want to do this, do this, do this, and a lot of those things are not even achievable with the amount of money. And you might say, oh, the money is too small, but I'll tell you something about grant applications sometimes. Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's about the assets, it's about the network, it's about the credibility of the organization that is giving you this money. So when you talk about Gain is an organization that has been there over time, and they have a very large network, right? So Gain can also give you access to up to $100,000 funding, right? Due to the network they have, right? So it's about you being part of their ecosystem that positions you for a bigger opportunity, right? And so don't give up because, oh, I think, oh, this amount is too small. If you know that you match the concept and you know that at least that amount can help you strengthen something within your ecosystem or within your business, then don't hesitate to apply. Yeah, so this is like an insight concept. Because they're not looking for just ideas, it means you need to show that you would use the money as a growth lever, right? It means you're going to use the money to scale. Oh, so at the moment we are producing this, we're going to get an equipment where we can use to produce more of this, right? Or let's say you're a dietitian, for example, and you offer, people call you to get advisory service on what kind of fruits they need in their diet to be able to live a healthy lifestyle. And then now you intend to build, and you have a record that you have customers, but then you do just phone calls with them. But with the grant, you're planning to build a little app where you can do meal plans on the app, and customers can subscribe on a monthly basis to have access to your meal plans. Then you're showing that you're using the $5,000 to scale from just being a analog kind of dietitian to being a digitalized dietitian, right? So this is an example of how you can use $5,000 as a growth lever. For Ven Biscuit, for example, you can talk about, oh, getting machinery is actually a good one. Getting machinery. It could also be that you want to use part of the money to strengthen your your network. So you have a network of farmers that supply you with fruits, and you want to get more farmers network, and you want to strengthen your network. It could be that you want to do in terms of delivery of the fruits or transporting of the fruits, but anything that would help you scale or grow is actually very important. So you want to stop a bottleneck, you want to increase your output and all of that, capacity, equipment, more customers, and something that will help you increase your revenue is actually very, very important. So one of the things I remembered when applying for this grant was the fact that they asked for two documents. One was your pitch deck, but then they asked for kind of a company profile, right? And this is where I needed to build like an evidence pack, right? So when they ask for that document, don't just send words, written words, send an evidence pack. So send clear photos, clear pictures or videos of what you're doing, right? Put testimonials. If you have a NAFDAC license for your product, because there was one, I remember there was somebody they asked, I think the person was like, our product. So whenever you make a claim, make sure you have an evidence. Don't make a claim if you don't have an evidence. So one of the the guy was like, our product has been proven to be very healthy or to be very, very, very nutritious. And then like, proven by who? Right? Proven by who? Does your product, was it NAFDAC certified? He said no. Was it tested by anybody? Any, like, what I mean, but like an organization that tested it and said, okay, this is the percentage of this, right? No. So if you know you don't have an evidence, don't make that claim, right? So don't say, oh, my biscuit has been proven to be more nutritious than every other biscuit. How? Did you do like a sample? Did you take it to a lab where they tested other biscuit and tested your biscuit to prove that? If not, don't make the claim, right? But if you have those kind of evidence, you've gone to a laboratory, you've tested the nutritional value of your biscuits and all of that, let that be in your company profile, right? Show the different products, show impact, right? If you have customers' feedback, do it. If you have revenue proofs, oh, we've grown our revenue from this to this, do it. If you've been called for different, maybe innovative programs where your product was selected to be innovative, you can also add that information. Now, also make a concept, because you're going to pitch to the judges, right? You're going to pitch to the judges, and you're also going to have like a final pitch, which is more like, not really pitch for the competition, but actually to introduce your business during the finals, like when you're invited to come over for the finals. And things you need to be clear about is your problem statement, how your solution works, your traction. So your traction is what you've achieved till date, right? Which is also twining into the evidence, why nutrition matters, right? And how your business model is working to improve nutrition. So you need to have that create a simple pitch deck. And for all of those also in Palmshops community, don't hesitate to share your pitch deck in the community, and we work together. Your colleagues will be able to look at your pitch deck and make comments and also give an advice. So don't hesitate to share your pitch deck in the community. Okay. You need to know the timeline. Very important. 8 July to 7 September. You need to submit your application by 7th September. Between September and October, the evaluation would happen. Between October, you have some training sessions and mentorship for the finalists. And then by November, oh, now, amazing. So the finals this time around is going to be in Senegal, Dakar, Senegal. Last year, I think it was in Benin, right?
Cotonou.
Yeah. So This year is going to be in Dakar, Senegal. So this is the timeline you need to have in mind. And this is actually very, very important. In this picture, you can see Ini with his international passport and the Palmshops tab on flight. So it's actually a very good experience. You get to meet people, travel experience. If you've also had your international passport for long and you've not traveled, also a good opportunity to travel, right? When you apply for programs like this. So, but this is a very good checklist. You can make a screenshot, confirm your eligibility, choose one primary category, like I mentioned. I was like, for them, the skill is going to be category 1. For when we applied, we used the, I think, second category for aggregation. So know which category you fall under. Choose that if you have your MVP ready, choose, make your revenue model clear. If you don't have it clear already, be very specific on your nutrition impact. How many people are you going to reach? So if your biscuit, are you currently selling your biscuit to a particular community? Are you currently selling it across Nigeria? Or are you selling it across Africa? So let them know the range of your impact as of today. Be clear about your team roles and the execution capacity. What is your budget? What do you intend to do with the money? Be very clear about it. Get your photos ready, evidence, videos that show how your product work, right? How your solution work. For we that we're using a platform, we had a demo of how the platform works. So how you sign up to how you use the platform and all of that. So show how your product works. It could also be an equipment, actually. So your innovation could be that you're working with an equipment. So maybe your equipment is a fruit blender. Yeah, a fruit blender or a juice maker. So a juice maker could actually be, you could launch a juice maker actually. And one good thing about today's world is that you can stay in Nigeria and partner with a Chinese company to produce juice blenders for you, right? And the juice blender carries the name of your company as a brand. This is another way of thinking about innovation, all right? So these are things you can do, and so if you can show how the blender works and everything and all of that, things you need to show, and then make sure that your answers cut across is able to meet all the criteria for the 6 different evaluation criteria. And most importantly, you need to keep having the winning mindset. Don't just present an idea, present a solution that is tested, measurable, viable, and scalable, right? And keep the winning mindset. I love to share this story. The story of a lady who won a full scholarship to study outside the country. She didn't win the scholarship because she qualified. She won the scholarship because she was the only one that applied. Because many people saw the application, they were scared of applying, and the lady just applied with her own application. But when the judges looked at it, they were like, this lady, even if she didn't have the best of application, she was confident enough to apply. So I want you to be that confident person who is confident enough to apply for this, right? And I want to see you on the other side of the winners. So we're already on the winning side. Do well to join us and cross over, and we'll be happy to see as many of you on the other side. Thank you so much. At this point, we can see if we have questions, or we can go through the questions.
Thank you very much. Can we please celebrate my leader and boss, the CEO of Palmshops? What a wonderful story to end this session. That link that is currently in your DM, it could be like you're the only one that will apply. When you apply, you will get it. So go and apply. You can apply for it today. Apply for it now. Don't wait anymore. Thank you so much, sir, for all you shared. Thank you for the value you have shared so far. Every single, I think I've shared this with you before, that every single time I get to sit under your speech, under your speaking, under your class, under your session, under a phone call, I get to learn. And in fact, I have phone shots of all the calls I've had with you, and I can recall at least one thing I've learned from each and every call I've had. Like every one of them I have on my phone. I value it so much. So I have learned so much from you as a person. And it was because of Palm Shops that I had to leave the country for the first time. I must share this testimony. I have never left the country. I have never left the country. That was the first time I left the shores of Nigeria, and it was really amazing. And I know I just go to the picture and I'm like, oh my God, this was really amazing. So all we have shared today, you may think that it's just is theory, but no, it is, like you can see, it's practical. And if you put them into practice, if you plan towards it, if you work towards it, with the help of God, as always, God is always there with us. He can help you succeed. He will help us to succeed. So please join us on the winning side. Okay, we'll take questions now. If you have any question, you can ask now. By the way, I must tell you that to have a session with Mr. Young is not 2K. I must say it. I'm sorry. I must say it. I must say it. I'm sorry. It's not 2K. So if you have this chance now, just before he steps off the call, if you have this chance now, I want to ask a question, please, you can ask now. If you come back tomorrow and say, oh, sir, I want to ask a question, I will send you his red card. I'll send you his session, how much charges for mentorship, and you will pay for it, and that's all. Now you have this chance that he has graciously given us his time. Please, you can ask a question. So if you have a question, please just raise your hand up, and we'll take maybe one or two questions, if you don't mind. Yeah, one or two questions, and then we'll go. Like you can see, as he was speaking, he was giving ideas. my dear friends, you must learn discernment, or you must discern when to pick an idea. It's very important, But when he speaks, without note or anything, he just speaks and he gives ideas. So I trust that you have you've taken one or two things this evening. If you have a question, please. I'm trying to ensure that I have access to everyone who's on the call. Just raise your hand and I'll call you. I can see Dara on phone. Very amazing young lady doing amazing stuff. She studied agriculture in AXU. Very amazing lady doing amazing stuff, and she has been she had so much better for this session, and I'm happy to have her on the call. Elijah, I've seen Success John, my SP in secondary school, very amazing guy. Obunkshon High School. I think he's still on the call also. Success, very amazing gentleman. If you have questions, please, it's time to ask. I've seen Theo, Philos, and Dara join the community. You're welcome. Please, the link is in the comment section. You can just get there and then you join the call. I've seen Berebong Ekanem. She's been very, very active on this call. We see you in Berebong. If you have a question, it's time to ask. If you don't have a question, then we cannot, of course, we can just do a closing remark and we can call it an evening. Just 1 more minute. If you have a question, just raise your hand, or you could type it in the chat box. I'll read it out for my boss to attend to it. I can see if you're Robinson. Thank you for joining, sir. So good. I can see Favor, Adria, Elijah, Christian, and Harry. I can see Mr. Joshua James. I heard from you this morning. Also good to hear from you. Just come check up on him, and I'm happy that he's on the call this evening. Thank you so much for joining. Kindness, Samu, I see you as well. Okay, it's like you don't have questions. Hey, Pioven, I'll get back to you just as we begin to wrap this up. How has this session been for you? And by the way, if you're on this call, I have noted all of you. In fact, let me just take a screenshot now. If you're on this call, you cannot sleep tonight without sending us a review. It's a lie. It's a lie. So please, when you leave this call, send us a review of this session. How was it for you? Did you get to learn? Even if you don't apply for this one now, you can plan towards and apply for it next year, or even more grants. What we have shared today can help you to apply for any grants at all you want to apply for. So please, when you leave this call, do not fail to send us a review, please. In fact, we'll have to publish it on our website, and your name will be there. All right. So please send us a review, and you'll be glad that you did, because we'll publish it, and your name will be there, and your idea or your company's name or something can be under the review. So please do send us a review. Mr. James, I have seen your hand is raised. Please go ahead and ask your question. Thank you. Mr. James, you can unmute and speak now. All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Jimmy. Good evening, Mr. Young, Joshua, my boss, my namesake. I'm so happy to be here. I want to ask a question because I just come in between while Mr. Young was giving analysis. So my question is this project for a beginner or someone who has been in a business and he wants to expand the business, or it's just for beginners? So I just want to get clarification on that so that I know where I can fit in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if my boss wants me to take that. I don't know if you want me to take that or if you take that. Any other question, please? Any other question? So we'll take it at once. Please, once this is done, we're done with this. We can't take questions anymore. Okay, I think that should be all when it comes to questions. Mr. Ijong, sir, should I take that or do you want to take that?
You should take that. You should take that.
You can take it. You can take the question. You can take it.
Okay, sir.
Did you hear me?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. James, so like you said, you came a little late. All right. I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Sir Joshua, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sir James, I mean.
Yes, I'm
Joshua,
available. I'm hearing you,
can
sir.
you hear me now?
Yes, I'm available. I'm hearing you.
All
Yes,
right,
yes,
good,
yes,
good,
yes. I
good.
can hear you. I'm hearing you.
So you can in between, we have mentioned that for this viable product, so at least have a product or something to show that this is what you have done. So people who have maybe you have done your idea, oh, I've done this thing for 1, 2, 3 years, or this is where I am. If I can get this $5K, I can increase from here. This is the plan. That's what this is for or who this is for. But if you are a beginner, you don't have your business registered with CAC, no document at all, no track record, no business profile, no product, nothing, you cannot apply for this. You can note it and then work towards applying for it by next year. I hope that helps. Thank you. Sir James, that helps, right?
Yes, very much. Thank you very much. I understand.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate everyone who joined this call. I think we had almost about 20% at the beginning of this call, but I think some people had to step out. And I thank Yoven, Berebong, Joshua, Favor, Elijah, Efion, Christina, who are still on this call. By God's special grace, I think we have this call on record, and so you would find it on our YouTube platform as soon as possible, and you can get it from there. Please let me also share that we are currently we have palm seedlings on sale. So if you have anybody, by the way, this is how building wealth works. And in fact, we are running one of our value systems that we run a community, shared community, shared wealth, okay, shared information, shared knowledge, okay. So we share knowledge. So if you have anybody anywhere who says, oh, I want to plant palm seedlings, where can I buy palm seedlings? Please, Palmshops, on our palm store, we have seedlings for sale, very good seedlings at very affordable prices. We have about two brands, about two species of palm seedlings, Supergen and Tenera. So if you want palm seedlings to plant, in fact, if you want any product at all, just reach out to me. I know how to get it to you, and I know how to get the seedlings to you. That's if you want to plant some palm. Of course, you know that palm seedlings is a very wonderful investment, and for many, many, many years, you will keep reaping the benefits of that which you planted. When once said that the best time to plant, trees or plant palm trees in this case was 20 years ago. But the next best time is today. You have that land in your village. Nothing is there. You can buy seeds from us today and plant. And the next 1 year, 8 months, the years 1 year, 8 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you begin to reap the benefits of that seedling which you plant today. Okay. And of course, we have our courses on Palm School. Please, I'll share the link on the community. We are not there, but in case you're not there, I'm just typing the website now. Go on the login. I have an account. There are so much more amazing things that are coming your way from Palmshops, and we'll always be here to guide you. For this application, if you need any help, please don't just share on the platform. We are all there and we'll support you. We'll give you ideas. We'll learn together. And of course, we'll grow together. And we hope that we'll see every one of us on the top. I'd like to end with a quote that my leader loves to say a lot. If it is not if it is not sustainable, don't even start it. I'll just paraphrase, okay? So whatever you are doing must be sustainable. Palmshops is sustainable. 10 years from now, you will see us doing Palmshops. 20 years from now, you see us doing Palmshops. It will outlive Imijimi. It will outlive Saidion, okay? Whatever thing you're doing, let it be sustainable. If it is not sustainable, it's not even worth starting at the first instance. So keep that at the back of your mind as you begin to ponder on ideas, as you begin to brainstorm on ideas. And I really hope that our God will be with you. I think I'd like to invite quickly Effiong Robinson, who's on this call, just play the closing prayers for us, because I believe everyone here is a Christian. We don't joke with our Father, our Supreme Being. He's the one that gives us the grace to do all that we do. So please, Mr. Effiong, you're on this call. So good to have you, sir. Please just help us to take the closing prayer. And like I said, please do not sleep without sending either myself or the group or Saigyo the review of today's session. Thank you. Saigyo, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm walking on the road. I pray everybody can hear me pray. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this wonderful session and the wisdom that you have given unto us from this resource person. Lord, we pray and we ask that as we learn, oh God, let this knowledge not just be a waste unto us. We ask for the grace to put it into practice and to grow in it in order to become what you have ordained us to be. Thank you, Lord, as we are going, as we are living here, we are living for good, with good knowledge and transformation in the future. Blessed be your holy name. Protect and guide our facilitator with more wisdom and energy. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Palmpreneurs. Thank you very much, Agri-Business Owners. Thank you very much, Global Innovators. Please stay tuned, stay connected, stay with us, join the community, and let's talk some more from our WhatsApp platform. Thank you, and see you again, and again. Thank you.